All right, we're streaming now. Well, let it actually go live first. Okay, we're good. We're live.
Okay, hello everyone and good evening. This is Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. My name is ScrappyFan92. With me today is Harry and Xavier.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, apologies for our radio silence. It's been a bit hectic. If anyone has been following Harry's channel, I think you could at least get an inkling why.
Yeah, I had an update video fairly recently that pretty much explains everything. So if you do want to know what's like everything that's happened and what's going to happen, just watch that. You'll get the idea.
Yes, it's just been a bit scattered as per usual. And yeah, people got lives. They can't. They can only commit so much of their schedule to this show, and I mean today's group of cast members is indicative of that. We're supposed to have a much bigger group today.
Yeah.
Poor Savior. Yeah, we were meant to read. I don't even know what we're going to read. Another Toho story, but we just don't have the people for that. And
like the other idea was to do something Scrappy was gonna write, but we don't even have the people for that.
and I didn't even finish it, so
Okay.
it would have had to been like a. It would have been like a snippet of a. It would have been like a portion of a prior story I wrote, but it's not done, so it would be a portion of a portion, which would still be like. Yeah, we could probably get 20 minutes out of that with our pacing, but we don't have the people. We don't have all the people for it, anyways. So.
Yeah.
And Harry actually goes to bed at reasonable hours now, so
Yeah, we're trying to
harder to
like,
get people around.
Trying to change our like schedules and whatnot.
Gosh, I just love the time zone differences.
Oh, it's great. It totally doesn't make things awkward.
So yeah, we're going back to the Scrappy Doo well because what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, as you all remember, in January I had read 2 chapters of a story called Scrappy Doo and the Creep Kids by the author Math16. It's just exactly what it sounds like. Scrappy Doo has been recruited by the children of monsters that'll go hunt monsters or something. I don't know. And yeah, it follows up from the events of Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School and the 2002 film, which they're both wholly separate continuities. So, but kudos to the author for trying to merge them to the best of their ability. So yeah, last time Scrappy basically got kidnapped. So.
I barely remember what happened.
The girl, Jacqueline, daughter of Spring-Heeled Jack, her father's missing. She's trying to get some help, and everyone's on a military base, I think. Yeah, Scrappy-Doo he's out of prison now. He's trying to get his life together again. And someone just up and took him away so they can solve mysteries, I guess. And Xavier has agreed to be our title star. Thank goodness.
You're welcome.
Scrappy is not voicing Scrappy? Blasphemy.
Ruined forever. Worst. This is worst stream. Unsubscribe.
Wait, you're subscribed to this?
Yes. Yes, I'm subscribed to Harry's channel. Gotta support the homies, you know?
So, yeah, a lot of the characters in this story are either OCs or young children, so we're making do with the cast members we got.
Yeah.
Like, so sorry if we can't emulate Scott Menville or Bumper Robinson's voices. Alright, let's just get to it. This is Scrappy-Doo and the Creep Kids. Chapter 3, or as the author called it, Scene 3, Kidding with the Cadets of Callaway. We cut to the exterior of the outskirts. Daytime. The truck drives by and parks far away on the border of Callaway Military School and Miss Grimwood's finishing school for Miss Grimwood's finishing school for girls. So the sign says Miss Grimwood's finishing school for ghouls. Rodney, Donald, Eddie, Jacqueline, and Casta get out of the truck and look at both schools. Rodney, still carrying Scrappy-Doo's covered cage, looks at the Callaway school with a smirk on his mask. The others focus on the Grimwood school. Okay, I can't remember what Donald sounds like.
You mean it's not the Disney character?
No, this is Donald. What's his name? Donald Gray. He's related to Dorian Gray, the man in the I forget his thing. He has a portrait. It's Dorian Gray. The portrait of Dorian Gray. That's the thing. That's his gimmick. Eddie and Harry are Jekyll and Hyde, and I think Rodney is the Invisible Boy, and Casta is Jacqueline's crab, or pet crab. Okay, Donald. Okay, Jacqueline. The man in charge, General Greendale, has given us specific orders involving these two places. Are you up to it? Jacqueline. Absolutely. I'm sorry, so you want also... Yeah, you want me Eddie also?
Yeah, because anyway. Okay, here's the plan. Now, the general himself will be arriving soon at the Callaway Military School first. So you get ahead of us to the Grimwood's finishing school, posing as a new student. You see, we don't want them to get upset, so we plan on letting them down easy.
Donald. So you and Casta will go in and start earning their trust. And don't tell them anything about us or Liverpool until he gets here. He'll explain everything. Jacqueline. But isn't that lying? Sorry, but we were ordered not to tell. Okay.
Okay, now we'll be outside looking for the Father Dapper, so you'll be alright.
Okay. Donald gave her a suitcase. Good. The military took the liberty of packing your clothes from home. He handed her a piece of paper. Oh, and here's the paper that can get you in. This will make the headmistress, Miss Grimwood, really think you're a new student.
Now, don't worry. Just go ahead of us. Look around inside, and we shall wait for you outside.
I understand. I don't agree, but I understand. She picked up Casta. Well, see ya, boys. The bluish-white energy around got absorbed into her heels and into the spring in the heels of her shoes. She then leapt a few yards away from Donald and Eddie and continued leaping.
Wow! When they told us she could get there ahead of us, she gets ahead fast.
Yeah. Donald turned to Rodney. Okay, Rodney, so what's this thing that you brought? They both turned around and found out that Rodney was gone. Only Rodney's bag was left. Eddie pulled off Rodney's mask and hat from the bag.
All of his clothes are in here.
Oh, great. Where did he go? We cut to the exterior of Callaway Military School. The blanket-covered cage is levitated and thrown over the wall, along with a grunting sound going from the outside to the inside. The cage floated toward a corner of the building. On the other side of... I need my glasses. On the other side of the 5 human cadets in their training clothes on an obstacle course. They are the young original Callaway cadets. Tug Roper, the blonde-headed leader. Jamal Williams, the African-American member who is the most skilled and tallest of the group. Miguel, the descendant of Spaniards and the smartest inventor. Grunt, the strong and stout cadet, and Baxter, the red-headed and shortest of all the others. The cage descended down to the ground, and the shot turned to a panel on the building's wall. Rodney read the sign, I guess. Emergency Security Defense Systems Control Panel, created by Cadet Miguel, approved by Colonel Calloway. Rodney stops reading. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. The hatch of the control panel opened. The cadets have finished their training exercises, panting. Okay, Tug. Well, that was a walk. That wasn't a walk in the park now, was it?
You're telling me.
Let's see, Miguel. That's gotta be our toughest training exercise ever. And Jamal? Affirmative. Maybe we should ask the Colonel for an easier course. Tug? Okay, we still got plenty of time before he gets here. So here's what we're gonna do. A switch in the control panel came down, an alarm noise bursted out, and flashing red sirens came out of the ground.
Guys, what's that?
Miguel? Goodness gracious. Uh-oh, my security system! Giant gun-like weapons came out of the ground, and one of them started shooting tranquilizer needles at the cadets. Jeez. They ran and dodged the needles as fast as they could. Tug, fall back, men. Jamal, affirmative, double tap. Miguel saw wide poles coming out. Get down! He pushed his gang down, and spinning blades came out of the tips of the poles. The cadets started crawling to clear space.
Oh, looks like we're getting more exercise than we wanted, huh?
Just then, another weapon fired a net and captured Grunt.
Grunt!
Baxter went back to him, then got his legs wrapped by bolas from another weapon. The remaining 3 cadets split up. Tug and Miguel went one way and Jamal another. Some of the weapons fired water balloons, and Jamal got down as the water balloons landed near him. Both Tug and Miguel stopped when another weapon came up in front of them. They both got down and started blowing fire. When the fire stopped, a short part of Tug's hair was black, messy, and smoking.
Tranquilizer darts? Spinning blades? Oh wait, I'm not Tug. I thought it was Grunt. My bad.
I mean, you can be if you want to.
Alright, fine. Like, tranquilizer darts? Spinning blades? Flamethrowers? Miguel, although I am impressed, I really think you've gone too far.
We've got to get to the control panel and turn all this stuff off. Rodney overheard the conversation. Oh boy, oh boy. He read a setting on the panel. Smoke screen. He stopped reading and began whispering to himself. Well, how can you turn it off if you can't find it? The smoke screen setting switched on, and the entire obstacle course was covered in a large, unpiercing smoke cloud. Cadets had no idea where the control panel was. There was a groaning sound in Scrappy's cage. Scrappy Doo was starting to wake up. The blanket suddenly flew off the cage, and the door swung open. Okay, now let's see if this dog is as tough as they say he is. Scrappy awoke.
Hey! Where am I?
He looked out the cage and saw 5 shadowy figures in the smoke screen.
Alright, whoever you are, prepare to splat! Da-da-da-da! Puppy power!
He charged out of the cage into the smoke screen. Sounds of pounding and smashing. Phrasing. Sounds of attacking came from the smoke. It soon cleared, and Scrappy was on a pile of 5 beaten-up cadets. Congratulations, Scrappy, you beat-up children.
I got him! I got him! I really do got him!
He looked at the pile of cadets he was standing on.
Oh! Whoops! Sorry. Hey, wait a minute, I remember you. You're those Calloway cadets. Yeah, and you're that pup from the Grimwood school. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be at Calloway's military school? That's because you are at Calloway's military school. Really? How did I get here?
The puppy and the cadets heard a mumbling sound. They looked They looked at the control panel and noticed that some of the fading smoke was being rippled when touched by Rodney's see-through body. They got up with a glare. Grunt removed the net. Baxter took the bolas off of his legs, and Tug fixed his hair. Miguel said, "Well, let's go ask him."
Like, affirmative.
The controls were still being messed with. Suddenly, a sound of someone clearing their throat came up away from the panel. It was revealed that the young cadets and Scrappy were standing with an angry look. "Oh, hi!" "Oh, we know you're there," said Miguel. "Well then," Tug and Jamal were suddenly pushed. "See ya!" Shifts of the smoke started rippling, and Scrappy and the cadets started following the ripples.
Oh, all right. Guys, it's Colonel Calloway! Tension!
I mean, that was Tug, but okay. The cadets stopped and saluted. The brown-haired strict taskmaster with a thin mustache came out to examine his cadets. "At ease, men." The boys quit saluting. "I just heard the alarm. What's going on?"
Well, sir, we, you see...
The colonel looked around and saw Scrappy looking under wrecked debris on the ground.
All right, come on out, you dirty trickster, wherever you are!
The colonel grabbed Scrappy by the collar and picked him up. Well, well, if it isn't a dog from Grimwood's.
Hi, Colonel. Long time no see.
So you're the one who tripped our new security system.
But it wasn't just him.
Jamal chimed in. Affirmative. Someone else was messing with the controls. Well then, who is he? What did he look like?
Nothing.
Alright then. We'll hunt down and capture that... Excuse me?
Yeah, the guy messing with the controls looked like nothing.
The colonel became confused. Then his hat started levitating off of his head. Miguel pointed. Kind of like that guy behind you, sir. The hat moved to his right side before he turned his head to the left. What guy?
That guy, sir.
The hat moved to his left side before he turned his head to the right. Then the colonel stared at his cadets with doubt. Look, men, if this...
Oh, hey, Colonel, can I ask you a question about your hats?
My hat? What about my hat? He felt around his head for his hat and noticed it was missing. What? My hat! Where is it? The hat quickly flew in front of him. Here it is. Oh, thank you. Oh! He looked with surprise, dropping Scrappy. Miguel quickly pushed a setting on the control panel, and a sprinkler squirting oil came out of the ground. Then some of the oil got on the colonel and Rodney's invisible body. Oh boy, this is bad.
Haha! Now I can see you!
He charged, barking at the oil-covered invisible boy. Rodney ran away from the puppy very quickly. Now you don't! He ran straight through the hedge wall, making a person-shaped hole in it. And Scrappy Doo was still barking and chasing him. The oil-covered colonel and his 5 young cadets looked through the hole and saw where the 2 were running toward.
Looks like they're heading towards the Grimwood's place.
Affirmative. It looked like Miss Grimwood had some questions to answer. He put on his hat, and oil from inside splashed down onto his face. To the truck, men! That's an order!
Yes, sir!
Now move! Up, 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 up! My mother is going to kill me. All 6 of them ran toward the garage. They got into a truck and started driving down the garage and out of the gate. Just then, a green car was driving toward the Calloway's trunk. Before the 2 vehicles could collide, they turned off the road. The car veered into a ditch. The colonel and cadets got out of the truck. Hey, why don't you watch where you're... An old man in an army uniform exited the car. The colonel gasped in shock. Oh, General Greendale, He gulped and then saluted. Jamal gasped. The general!
Tension!
The cadets saluted. The general walked up, then saluted as well. At ease, men. They all quit saluting. General Greendale, I'm very sorry. It's just that I said at ease, Colonel. Yes, sir. But might I ask, why the visit? Calloway, there's something you must know. And to be continued. Let's see. Alright. Chapter 4. This is where the cast really expands. Here we are, scene 4, greetings at Grimwood. Okay, you know what, let's just parse roles. I at least recognize, I at least can remember the monster girls a little more. Okay, let's try and, I guess, decide who voices who. What's her name? Sabella the vampire. I think I can handle her. Davey, I think you would be alright for Phantasma the ghost.
Alright.
She just sounds like a cackling ghost, basically.
Alright.
Elsa, I can handle Elsa. Let's see. Tannis is the werewolf. No, Tannis is the mummy. Winnie is the werewolf. Like, again, this is too much for 2 people. Area, I hope you find some people who are into voice acting.
Oh yeah, I need to. I'll see what I can do. There should be some people I can grab.
I am a member of a voice actor. Yeah, this is our between chapter break now. This is like I'm a member of a voice actor aficionado site. Like I could probably. Is someone eating right now?
Yep.
Yeah, crinkling bubble wrap in my ears.
Oh, sorry.
Like it's good ASMR. So, yeah, I am a member of a voice actor aficionado site. Like they do like casting calls for fan projects. I could probably find some people. Like honestly, I haven't used them yet. Yeah, hi everyone. This is our umpteenth casting call for story time. By all means. Okay, I'm just trying to remember. Like again, these characters are gonna be talking to each other so often. It's too many characters for 2 people. This story might have to be on hold until we can like actually get a recurring larger cast, or just drag Tanner in and make him do everything. Okay, so I'm Sabella, Elsa, and I don't know, I'll be Tannis the mummy. So, I don't know, Phantasma and Winnie, I guess, are up to you, Xavier, unless Harry wants to step in.
Right.
Okay, so, as by the author's own disclaimer, I'm finally revealing the Grimwood girls. Yay! Let's see, chapter scene 4, greetings at Grimwood. Exterior, Miss Grimwood's finishing school for ghouls, daytime. Jacqueline and Casta arrived at the Grimwood school. The school is as it was in the original movie, an old manor that is typical of horror films. They are standing in front of the moat and drawbridge, or they were standing. The howls of a wolf came from the school. Okay, Casta, here we go. Hello, anyone there? The drawbridge came down and they both walked across it to the front door. Jacqueline knocked on the door and it opened. Exterior inside, okay. Inside the Grimwood school. They walked inside. Jacqueline stuck her hand out to shake hands with the person who opened the door. Thanks. Wow. She shaked a floating hand in the white glove of pointy nails. It introduced her in. Jacqueline and Casta looked around a dark, old, spooky entryway, fascinated. Wow, look at this place. Please tell me you can hear that.
Yes.
I wanted to use a Morse code thing last time, but it just wouldn't work. Let's see. Jacqueline. Yeah. They looked at the stairs and saw what seemed to be a purse on one of the steps. The purse was lime green with dark green spots on it and had a wide handle. A lizard skin purse. I wonder who left this here. Casta grabbed the handle with her claw. Right then, a gurgling growl came from the purse. Both the demon girl and her crab jumped in shock. The handle turned out to be a tail, and what was believed to be a purse was actually the back of Miss Grimwood's hot-tempered pet dragon, Matches. He looked at Casta with a snarl, started glowing red from his tail to his head, and blew fire out of his mouth at Casta. Before the fire could touch her, Jacqueline snatched her up to safety just in time. Matches blew another fire blast. Then Jacqueline shot blue and white flame out of her fingertips at Matches' fire, and they canceled each other out. Wide-eyed, Matches continued growling at them. Jacqueline glared at the dragon and put Casta down. Matches started glowing red again, and Jacqueline concentrated the bluish-white energy through her arm to her fingertips. Then, both the demon girl and the dragon shot their fire at each other. The flames collided with both the firemakers holding the attacks. Just then, the headmistress, Miss Grimwood, walked in on the action. The short, by their own big-boned, okay, dark-haired woman in red was surprised and started to get upset. She then banged a nearby gong, and the blue octopus butler entered the room. The butler ended the fight by wrapping his tentacles around Jacqueline and Matches and lifted them off the ground. Both the dragon and the girl stopped throwing flames. The flowing gloved hand grabbed Casta and picked her up. The hand and the butler brought the three in front of Miss Grimwood. The octopus butler set them down, and the hand placed Casta on Jacqueline's arm. Jacqueline turned to the hand. Thank you. Matches. I can't do Glynis John's voice. Matches. Bad boy. Bad boy. Matches looked down and repent. Miss Grimwood turned to Jacqueline. I'm so sorry about that. You'll have to excuse him. Well, it's a good thing you got here in time. Not less than a minute ago, this dragon was trying to cook my crab. Casta, watch your claws. Oh, you don't have to worry about him anymore. In time, he'll learn to get to know you well. Thank goodness for that. She put Casta down, and Matches growled at Casta as she hid behind Jacqueline. Matches. He retreated. She turned back to Jacqueline. Well, now that that's settled, it's time to answer some questions. Who are you? Why are you here? And how may I help you? Are you the headmistress, Miss Grimwood? Yes. Jacqueline took out a slip of paper. Well, my name is Jacqueline, and I'm here to be enrolled into your school. She gave Miss Grimwood the paper to look over. Well. Everything seems to be in order. She turned back to Jacqueline. Tell you what. How about I show you to a room, and I'll send someone to give you a tour of the school. If you like it, I'll see what I can do. That sounds fair. Thank you. Splendid. The hand appeared holding a big old-fashioned key and a large key ring. Now, here is your room key. Jacqueline took the key. Thanks. She put the key in her pocket, and then started to feel around and took out a jar. Oh, Casta's jar of oysters. Forgot about these. She gave the jar to Miss Grimwood. Not to worry. I think I can whip something up for your crab with this. Gee, thanks. Now let me show you to your room. The hand picked up Jacqueline's suitcase. Miss Grimwood walked upstairs, with Jacqueline, Casta, and the hand following. Exterior, Jacqueline's room at the Grimwood school. Jacqueline and Cass are alone in a very old room unpacking. Well, isn't this lovely? My, you can click that again. She opened the window and poked out her head, surveying the landscape. Okay, this is Donald. Jacqueline looked down and was surprised to see Donald and Eddie hiding behind bushes. What are you guys doing down there?
Oh wait, am I Eddie?
I believe so.
All right. Looking out for the father napper.
Well, he shouldn't be this close. Get out of here! Ah, no way. Do you know where we can find a better hiding place?
I know one, but it's already occupied.
Anyway, how are you doing? Fine. Someone's coming by my room to give me a tour next.
Good. Just look around. Maybe keep them busy. Just enough time for the general to get here.
So, got any ideas? I'll think of something. They all hear a knock on the door. Jacqueline closes the window and goes to the door. She opened it and looked around an empty hallway. A girlish voice cleared her throat. Yeah, okay. Jacqueline looked down and saw a cute little Martian girl. She had a round head with pink skin, big slug eyes, and a magenta glass fishbowl space helmet, and wore a blue dress-like suit with little green gloves, boots, and 3 buttons going down her dress. I forgot they added the monster girls on the ending of Ghoul School as well. Greetings, Earthling. My name is Mary, and you must be Jacqueline, the new student. Yes, of course I am. Miss Grimwood asked me to give you a tour around the school. She looked at Casta. What an interesting pet you've got there. May I examine it sometime? Later, but right now, shall we begin? Of course. Follow me. Mary, Jacqueline, and Casta exited the room. Exterior, outside the gym room of Grimwood. Mary brought Jacqueline and Casta down the hallway in front of the gym room door. This is our first stop. We are finding it substitutes for all of this. Inside the gym room of Grimwood, the door opened and the 3 walked into the large dungeon-like room with a mixture of gym equipment and torture equipment. This is the gym, where all us girls stay in shape for sport. Wow. Suddenly, the wolf howls came back. Jacqueline and Casta found that the howls came from a girl werewolf. She had short, curly, bright orange hair, brown fur, yellow eyes, and wore a blue dress with the sleeves cut off and a light blue bow tie. She was doing upside-down sit-ups on a pull-up bar.
You said I'm Winnie as well, right?
Yes.
All right. Hiya, Mary.
Hello. I'm so sorry. Hello, Winnie. Jacqueline, this is Winnie the werewolf. Winnie, this is Jacqueline, our new classmate.
Hello!
Well, hello to you two. Hey, you're working out pretty good. How do you do it?
Motivation.
She got up the bar with a sit-up and gave loud howls, revealing that she had a picture of a full moon, the one in the sky, taped to the ceiling. I get it. Exterior, outside the Grimwood school. Rodney, with oil splotches on his invisible body, was still being chased by Scrappy. In a far distance from Scrappy and a short distance from the Grimwood school, he tripped into a large mud puddle. He got up with mud covering most of his body, and the oil dripping off of him. Great, I solved one problem only to make another.
Alright, come on out! You can't hide from Scrappy-Doo!
Oh boy. He looked around and saw the Grimwood moat. He started pondering. Scrappy arrived a moment later. Gosh, I'm so happy that the author included me in this. He looked around. There was no sight of Rodney anywhere.
Rough and double rough. He's gone. But not to worry, he can't hide forever.
He exited the scene. An imperceptible head stuck itself out of the moat. Apparently, I can. He swam to the porch and climbed up onto it. 2 shark fins went by, but he didn't notice. The water dripped off his body until he was completely invisible again. That's much better. A knock was made at the front door, and it opened by itself. Matches saw the door opening, growled, and walked to the door. He looked outside in confusion, for no one was there. He walked outside and stood near the moat to find a person who was knocking. Thank you. Matches felt a push on his back and fell into the moat. Then the door closed. Matches came up on the surface and growled, and he walked out of the moat in anger and started looking for someone inside the school, standing near an open window, hoping that they could see him and let him back inside. Exterior of Donald and Eddie's hiding bush. Donald and Eddie are sitting behind the bush, looking in a stack of. I'm sorry, what? Oh, looking in a stack of files. I thought it said flies. Okay, what do we have here? Eddie opened a file.
Well, we've got an Elsa Frankenstein, daughter of Frankenstein Sr. It says she's smart at science and super strong.
He handed the file to Donald. He looked at the details in the papers. There was a picture of Elsa, tall, pale, many stitches on her body, had the Bride of Frankenstein hairdo, 2 bolts screwed into her neck, freckles on her cheeks, a green dress over a light green shirt and brown sandals, and a partridge in a pear tree. In the picture, she was sitting on a lab table with jumper cables attached to the bolts in her neck. Very nice. What else do we have? Eddie looked at another file.
Godzina, daughter of Godzilla.
The giant Japanese lizard?
Yeah.
Donald looked in and saw the picture of Godzina, a large, round, white point. The teeth are white, not the lizard itself. White pointed-toothed lizard with black scales running down her back and a ribbon on top of her head with a pink tutu. In the picture, she was holding a cake with a large bite in it. It says here she's got an appetite bigger than herself.
If you think that's unique, listen to this.
He opened up another file. The picture had a half-girl, half-fish creature in it. Her body was covered in brownish-orange scales. She had gills on her neck, a red bow on her head, fish lips, and she wore a full-body loincloth made up of brown seaweed. In the picture, she was about to bite a worm attached to a fishing hook.
This one's named Goonie. She's the daughter of the Fishman, the creature from the Black Lagoon. She's a good swimmer.
Yeah, who else? Eddie looked up on another file while Donald spat into one hand and started grooming his hair with it. That is disgusting.
Okay, next up is... what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, Donnie! Just because someone told us we were going to pick up some girls doesn't mean we're going to date them.
Come on, this is a girls' finishing school. Goodness. Come on, this is a girls' finishing school. We'll never get another chance.
Well, at least I'm not looking for a girlfriend.
He then twitched, and the left half of his body transformed into Harry again. I told you, Jekyll and Hyde. Hi, Harry, you're in this story.
Oh, no.
Yes, just voice Harry as Harry Savior.
Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because you already have one.
Eddie quickly grabbed the lips on Harry's side, squishing them both together. What's he talking about?
Oh, nothing.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Jacqueline? Harry grabbed Eddie's arm and struggled to get it to let go of his lips. That's it, isn't it? You like Jacqueline. Eddie let go of the lips.
All right. I like Jacqueline Springald.
Edward Jekyll, you sly dog. So that's why you didn't want Harry to let you out. But you've only known her for one day.
That's only half the problem.
What do you mean?
I like her too, man. Hey, Eddie, you want to share her? Why not? We share everything.
That's horrifying. Oh boy. Speaking of oh boy, where is Rodney? As soon as I get my hand on him, I'm gonna... Spooky organ music suddenly came from the school. That music. Beautiful. Oh, I swear the genius... Excuse me. Oh, I swear the genius who's playing that symphony must be a free-spiriting sort. Eddie and Harry picked up and looked at another file.
Wow.
Harry turned to Donald.
Funny you should say that.
Exterior ballet studio of the Grimwood School. Jacqueline, Casta, and Mary entered. The room had a few stretch bars and mirrors on some of the walls. An organ sat along one of the walls. A pretty, wide-eyed ghost girl was playing it. She was wearing a short-sleeved pale blue dress and white cowboy boots. She had icy blue skin and white hair with a blue streak worn in a sideways ponytail. While she was playing the organ, a cute little mummy girl wearing a pink tutu skirt around her waist was dancing to the music. The mummy girl was completely wrapped in bandages, with no visible sight of skin. The only parts that were not covered were her mouth and her blue eyes. She wore for Pete's sake, she wore a large pink bow on her head. Jacqueline stared. When the music ended, the mummy girl stopped dancing. Both ghoul girls noticed Jacqueline. Pardon me.
Hey, girls!
I'm
girls.
Mary.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Sorry, just give me a moment. Hey, girls. Girls, this is Jacqueline, the new student. Jacqueline, allow me to introduce Phantasma. The ghost girl floated out of the organ seat and shook Jacqueline's hand.
It's a pleasure. You're gonna love it here. It'll be a scream.
You're enjoying this too much.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And this is Tanis, the mummy's daughter. The mummy girl walked up to Jacqueline and shook her hand. Hi, welcome to Grimwoods. My pleasure. I've noticed you were doing a little ballet. Oh, do you know ballet? And several other dances. Here, let me show you. She took her coat off, revealing she was in her dance clothes, which she had been she's been warning them since her first scene. She never took the clothes off, and put her coat on a rack. Tanis now noticed Casta. Wow, is that your crab? Oh yes, her name is Casta. She's a Kiwa hirsute. A Kiwa suit? A hairy shellfish.
A hairy shellfish? What?
Very funny. They are also known as the Yeti crab. Hey, I've heard about those, but aren't Yeti crabs supposed to be white? I know, how strange is that? I'm so done. I know, how strange is that? So why do you call her Casta? I'll show you, Casta. Casta then started clicking her claws as a pair of castanets. Jacqueline started dancing to the clicks, and soon Tanis joined in with her. Tanis decided to add a little ribbon dancing with her own bandages. Phantasma swayed, enjoying the ribbon.
Hey,
Rhythm.
That sounds pretty good.
She then floated back into her seat, and played music on the organ, accompany the clicking. Mary just stood there, watching Jacqueline and Tanis dancing to the music played by Casta and Phantasma. End of chapter. Oh dear. Okay, that was fun. Hold on, I just need to catch myself for a moment.
Yeah.
Like that laugh was practiced. You have experience with this.
You're having a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Phantasma she might be my favorite of the Grimwood girls, but like that was perfect.
Thank you.
I read this 10 years ago. I don't think I understood the utter weirdness of a Jekyll Hyde creature saying that they want to share another human being. Like, how do they file taxes? Like, they're two people.
Yeah.
They find a way.
That's awkward. Okay, well, I'm enjoying this so far. Like, my problems having to read live for script stories outside. Like, I can understand now why fanfiction.net kind of looks down on these.
Hmm.
They're fine to read on your own, but goodness gracious, trying to
Like,
use this for live readings is...
do you mean script format stuff?
Yes, that stuff is...
Yeah, it's not really
always...
built for reading aloud. I
Yeah.
feel.
It's
not.
It can be if you're like doing with a bigger group, so you know everyone's doing assigned to one role, but yeah, if it's like one or two people having to switch off characters and having to like, you know, switch tenses for consistency, yeah, that can get a little messy. Like the L stands for loser was an interesting experiment in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. we're probably going to. I'm enjoying this, but we're probably not going to be revisiting it unless we're really desperate or until we have enough people to fill in other roles, because this is a lot.
Yeah.
If I could,
Yeah, it's like...
if I could find the person who I need to get in contact with for another role, I could ask her to voice Mary, because I think her Froppy imitation would actually serve that character well. She does a great Froppy. Like, we need to read something from My Hero just to get her in.
That'll be interesting. It'd be something different at least.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's a lot. This is all just a dry run for some of the bigger cast stories I might write down the line. No, this is just a dry run for the Kingdom Hearts Toho story.
Oh, right.
Who wants to voice Donald Duck in that?
Have fun.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah, can we like just get can your vocal recorder like just do animal sounds? Like, just have duck noises whenever he actually speaks. Donald, you have such a way with words. Like, Maddie could do like the angry sound effects, I think.
It'd be nice to get Maddie in for that.
We keep mentioning her, like people are gonna wonder if we're just making her up.
Maybe we are. They will never know.
No, guys, she's real. She's real. She lives in Canada. Oh wait, I live in Canada. We can't use that excuse. She lives in Antarctica. Yeah, that works.
Canada, not a real place, confirmed.
She lives in Australia. She lives in Australia, which I think is real.
Yeah.
Might be real. Who knows?
Yeah, we have stories. We just don't have anyone to read them.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Tanner will be.
Wait, what?
Go on.
No, I was gonna also say as well. I've also been just kind of not necessarily lost, but it's been kind of hard for me to find new fics to get into. I've been kind of, I don't know.
You were kind of dead for a while.
I mean, there's also that, but I know it's just for a while now. I just haven't really found a lot of things to read that would not only just be good for story time, but just good for me personally. So that's
good for your soul.
That's kind of been an issue. Like, if I can't find anything, then what am I supposed to do for story time?
I mean, I could find something, but I mean that would involve me doing work.
At least we do have a decent amount of stuff on standby, at least, but like that's not gonna be there forever.
Oh yes, it will. Total Drama Equestria will take us forever. Yes, we will get back to that eventually when we have people. Xavier, you want to read some ponies? You want to read horse?
Why not?
Okay, we'll have to try and coordinate schedules for that because you know how it is.
Oh, right, right, oh, drop requester.
Yeah, there's like 40 characters in that, so
Oh, yeah, that was a bunch.
like honestly, we don't resume that until I actually like at least skim through chapter 2, just so I know exactly how to plan things because those chapters are long.
Yeah, that the last one was like ridiculously long, and I
Like
assume all the chapters are going to be like that.
like we'll probably have to split the reading of chapter 2 into 2 episodes, which I'm fine with if I can find a natural stopping point. Uh, like I think we got through the introductory parts of that story, so I think it should at least flow a bit better from here on out. Like I did enjoy it. I liked Tanner seemed to at least enjoy voicing his characters. So yeah, we're reading Horse sometime.
Huh. Indeed. Okay, I see.
What are we gonna do next week?
I don't. I'm. Whenever we say we're going to do something next week, it just either doesn't happen or we do something completely different. So I don't know if we really even should say anything at this point. I mean, are we living it here? I assume I thought we were going to do another chapter.
Oh, we can. I'm stalling for time.
Okay.
All right.
My lungs.
Yeah.
Drink water if you can.
Yeah.
What is water?
Good question. Ugh.
I need to just like go steal some tea from Lewis's house. Just
I don't know if he even drinks tea.
could have sworn he's a tea aficionado among us.
Oh.
He has to be.
Among Us.
Yes, that is the subject of our next story that we're reading next week.
I feel like I'm going to be in trouble soon because this feels like final boss territory.
It's Hollow Knight. Every territory is final boss territory.
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing Hollow Knight.
Yeah. I've been.
Yep, we fulfill. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say I've just been on kind of a roll with this game, just finding new stuff. So I'm just trying to finish it if I can.
Wait, the boss's name was the Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know the character's name is. I know the protagonist's name is just the Knight, but I didn't know that the name of the game was actually based off of a boss.
Guess it makes sense.
What if the Hollow Knight isn't even like an important? What if the Hollow Knight isn't even plot important? They're like just the 5th boss out of 17.
Jeez. My playtime is already like 30, 40 hours or something. Like, it should be. I should be like finished with it soon. I feel.
Like, that would just be funny to me, like how people kind of say, "Well, Luigi's the main villain of Mario, of Dance Revolution Mario mix," but he's more like a starter villain.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like naming the game Waluigi's story, but then he's like literally just the first boss.
Yeah.
Which that's on brand for him, actually.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of Mario, we are going to eventually get back to my Mario story.
Speaking of Mario, it's Mario Day today.
Yes, it is, and look how we're celebrating it with nothing.
I
don't.
They announced the next set of Lego Mario sets. We're getting Peach.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't mean nothing from Nintendo. I meant nothing from us. Like we could have had some good synergy today. Could have read something, but nope.
Well, I feel like it's a bit too soon to do like a big Mario thing, because like L stands for loser was such a big thing that we did.
If we had the cast members available, I could have just read my thing, but like it would have been perfect synergy.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, we're going to eventually read it, and yeah, we're probably going to need some fill-in voices because yeah, Ethan's not coming back. We don't know when Nova will be back, and they were voicing principal characters.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, I think we can get like one more chapter done and call it a night.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Chapter 5. This is scene 5, a way of saying hello. I have the hiccups. Exterior, dressing room, Grimwood School, daytime. The door was slowly ajar, leaving only a crack. The ballet studio. The ballet studio was on the other side. The door crack revealed Jacqueline and Tanis dancing, Phantasma and Casta making music, and Mary watching. On the ceiling, a small purple bat had been hanging upside down since the door crack was made, no pun intended. The bat had a black nose, purple wings, little purple skin, okay. I guess some purple skin around the face, I think. Dark purple fur and green eyes. The bat swooped from the ceiling towards the door. Exterior, ballet studio, Grimwood School. Jacqueline and Tanis were still dancing. The other two were still making music. Mary was still watching. You're doing good, Tanis. Thanks, Jacqueline. You're not so bad yourself. Squeaking and squawking noises were coming from the dressing room. Everyone stopped what they're doing. That sounds like Sabella. Phantasma got out of the organ seat.
Come on!
They ran towards the dressing room door. Exterior dressing room, Grimwood School. Everyone opened the door and walked through the doorway. Except for Phantasma, she phased through the wall. They saw the bat flying in the air, circling around nothing. A bat. Tanis turned to the bat. Sabella, what are you doing? What's wrong? Rodney's voice could be heard, whispering to the bat. Hey, shh, stop it. Leave me alone, you flying rodent. You'll blow my cover. The bat flew around towards the windows. Wah! Exterior, outside the walls of the Grimwood School. The gutter, just below the window, suddenly got bent, and the green sludge and slime it was filled with started spilling out. Gross. The green ooze got onto Rodney's invisible body. It was revealed that Rodney was holding onto the gutter. He looked down and saw the long drop. Exterior, dressing room, Grimwood School. Tanis took off the tutu around her waist and threw it onto a rack, revealing she was wearing a dress made out of her own bandages. Rodney from off screen. Oh boy! Cannot do his voice. The girls heard the voice and ran towards the window. Exterior, Donald, Eddie, and Harry's hiding bush. The boys were looking up more files. Rodney, again off screen. Well, this is just great. The boys heard that remark and got up out of the bush. They saw Rodney's slime-covered body dangling from the gutter. Their eyes and mouths were wide open.
Gee, and here I thought I was the crazy one.
Exterior, outside the walls of Grimwood. The bat flew out the window and hung upside down below the windowsill. Then the girls stuck their heads out of the window and Casta climbed up on the windowsill. They looked down and saw an invisible boy, covered with sludge, hanging on the gutter. He looked up at the girls. Hi, how are you? Rodney?
You know him?
What are you doing? No, wait, don't tell me. Hanging around.
Oh, I never get tired of that one.
Hey, listen, could you girls help me get up? Okay, wow. A boy with diaphanous skin. What an interesting discovery. Tanis then threw a long strip of her bandages over the window, down to Rodney. Here, hold on to this. Rodney quickly let go of the gutter and grabbed onto the strand of tape and started climbing. The girls held on tightly to the strand and started pulling. Good, Rodney. She turned to the girls. All right, pull! She noticed Casta was about to grab the bandage. Hold it! Casta stopped. Maybe you should stay out of this one, Casta. Casta became depressed that she could not be involved. When Rodney put his hand on the windowsill, Casta thought she could be of help. She grabbed Rodney by the finger. Then the finger slid across her pointy claw. Yeah. Yeehaw! He then let go of the tape and fell a little bit. Phantasma didn't have enough time to catch him. Then he quickly grabbed the bandage again, causing more weight for the girls to pull. The bat suddenly flew off from under the windowsill. Cass tried to help by trying to grab the tape. Jacqueline noticed. No! Casta's claw clipped the bandage and Rodney fell again. Suddenly, the bat saved Rodney by pulling him by his finger. The bat flew around with Rodney screaming from the pain in his finger. Jeez. I can't scream. Ow! Ow! My finger! Let go! Let go! Let go! Exterior, a short distance from Rodney, outside Grimwood. Cool. Scrappy-Doo is looking into some bushes, still looking for Rodney. Suddenly he heard Rodney's screams, turned his head, and saw Rodney and the bat.
Ho-ho! There he is!
He ran towards him.
Boy, if I ever get my paws on him, I'll give him a left, and a right, and a...
He ran up a rock and jumped off it. He landed off screen, okay. The next shot revealed he landed on Matches. Scrappy was sitting on Matches' back, looking confused, while Matches growled in aggravation. They both looked at each other in surprise.
Matches?
Okay, hold on. For Pete's sake. Scrappy! They both got up in excitement and shook hands.
Wow, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Say, Matches, you don't mind helping me splat that guy over there?
He pointed at Rodney. Matches smirked and growled. Oh, cannot do his voice. Oh, yeah. The two little creatures continue to head towards Rodney. Outside the walls of the Grimwood School, we have Donald, Eddie, and Harry just standing where they were and watching the whole thing. When they got low enough, the bat dropped Rodney into the moat. He stuck his head out of the water. All the slime and sludge got washed away. Only water was dripping off his invisible body. Haha, funny. I get dirty, then clean, then dirty again, and now clean again. What a silly cycle. He then turned to Donald, Eddie, and Harry on land. Dare I ask, said Donald, why did a bat drop you into the moat? Because they don't have a diving board, Donald.
You know, Donnie, this is a very nice moat. Clear water, non-polluted, and sharks. And sharks. Sharks!
The boys turned their heads and saw two shark fins in another part of the moat. The fins came up and were revealed to be attached to a two-headed shark, swimming fiercely toward Rodney.
Look, Eddie, there's one for both of us. Oh no. Oh no, Harry, please, don't, please,
Their head twitched to the left, then their whole body twitched until it completely became Harry. Exterior, nearby the bush outside of the Grimwood School. Scrappy and Matches pushed away the branches and saw the boys.
Look, Matches, there's one for both of us. I'll take the one on the right, and you take the one on the left.
Okay. I hate this. Exterior by the moat outside the Grimwood School.
Alright, it's time to hide from Hyde! Da 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 da!
Da, 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 da. Oh no. Both Harry and Donald looked at each other in confusion. They turned around fast and saw Scrappy charging at them.
Puppy power!
He jumped and knocked Harry... Goodness, man, I'm just brutalizing Harry today. He jumped and knocked Harry to the ground, just... Growls came up from behind Donald. He turned around and looked down and saw Matches standing in front of him, looking angry. Harry rolled on the ground, struggling with Scrappy. I cannot do this with a straight face. Harry rolled on the ground, struggling with Scrappy. He knocked Scrappy off and landed next to Matches.
Alright, Matches, let him have it!
Matches began to glow red and inhaled. But when he blowed, only small puffs of smoke came out.
Huh? What happened?
Looks like he lost his spark. Excuse me. Looks like he lost his spark when I pushed him into the moat.
Uh-oh.
Ronnie turned his head back to the two-headed shark. It was getting closer. Ah, boy. He started swimming faster away from the shark. The other two boys were looking at Ronnie and the shark, then turned back to Scrappy and Matches.
Keep him busy. I've got this.
Donald stepped forward and Harry ran down the moat after Rodney. Rodney was still swimming hard away from the shark. When the shark got too close and was about to take a bite, or 2 bites, out of him, Harry jumped out of nowhere, landed on the shark's back, and pushed it underwater with him. Rodney stopped swimming and gave a sigh of relief. He took a big breath and put his head in the water. Donald was left to fight off Scrappy and Matches.
Oh yeah. And how do you expect to stop with that cane of yours?
Yeah. Like this. He held his cane with a He held his cane with a shaft pointing up. He turned a knob on the tip of the handle. The shaft went down like telescope folds and sunk into the handle. As the shaft descended, a thin blade came out of a hole in the bottom of the ferrule. The petals of the metallic rose color started to spread apart from each other. The cane turned into an épée, or épée, I don't know French, a fencing foil. Scrappy and Matches just stood there, staring with their eyes wide open. Donald bent the blade a bit and prepared a stance for defense. On guard. Exterior, opened outside window, dressing room, Grimwood School. Jacqueline, Phantasma, Mary, Tanis, and Casta were watching Rodney. Now they turned their heads to Donald. They saw him swinging his sword at Scrappy and Matches. That's it! I can't go along with this anymore! She super jumped out of the window and released her bat glider and slowly descended. The girls and the purple bat had their eyes wide open with amazement. The girls ran out of the room to get outside the school with Casta following. Exterior, outside. Donald was still swinging his sword at Scrappy and Matches. Scrappy was jabbing and Matches was growling.
All right, you bully, make your move or prepare to splat.
Okay, Mutt, you asked for it. Donald pointed his sword at Scrappy and pulled it back. Jacqueline quickly landed between them, right when Donald pushes his sword forward. It bent a little on her glider. That's enough. Stop it right now. All 4 of them turned their heads to a large splash in the moat, close to Rodney. The two-headed shark came out of the splash, wiggling in fear, and quickly swam away. Rodney slowly took his face out of the water, looking frightened. Donald, Jacqueline, Scrappy, and Matches ran to a spot on the land, near the spot in the moat where Rodney was. Rodney, what happened? The unspeakable Donnie. The unspeakable. Eddie quickly rose from the moat, taking deep breaths, with Goonie, the fish girl, holding on to him.
Oh, sorry. Ah, you must be Goonie.
Goonie gasped. I don't know. How do you know who I am? Are you psychic? She and Ronnie helped him to shore. Ronnie whispered to Eddie, "What's the matter with her?"
Well, it's nothing really. Her file says that she's a good swimmer.
A moment of silence passed. Ronnie whispered to Eddie again. And?
That's it.
Oh. Donald and Jacqueline helped him out of the moat. Scrappy walked to him on his right side.
Hey, have you seen a big green meanie while you were in there? Because I want to give him a left and a right and a... You're looking at him. You? Oh, come on. If you were that green meanie, then I'm the President of the United States.
Eddie twitched a little and turned his head, revealing to Scrappy that half of his body turned into Harry.
Did somebody ring?
Scrappy looked at them with a surprised expression on his face.
My fellow...
Harrison, are you there?
Yeah, I just noticed Discord killed itself.
Did it stop the recording?
No, we should still be live. Yeah, we're still
Okay.
live.
Okay, good.
So I guess I don't remember where where it died at, but I guess just repeat the last few things you said.
Okay.
I know Xavier was the one talking at the very least.
Something alongside. Okay, I guess I'll just repeat the last thing I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You better hide taco breath.
Scrappy began whimpering.
Well, on second thought, you can keep me up here as long as you want.
Phantasma, Mary, Tanis, and Castor arrived.
Scrappy? Fancy? Tanis?
What's going on? Mary observed Jacqueline's glider. Interesting. These wings are made of a strong special alloy with the same structure as parchment. I am parched. Rodney and Goonie helped themselves out of the moat, water dripping off of his invisible body. Again, Matches growled at him.
Hey, that's the guy who was teasing me in matches.
Donald put down the bag of Rodney's clothes next to him. Oh gosh, he's been naked the whole time.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured.
Just realized that. Just invisible streaker, okay. His wet, invisible body was seen putting on the clothes. Sorry about that, I just thought that's what we monsters do best. The purple bat started coming down. Oh look, there's that pain in the finger. Wait here. He walked up to the bat. Alright, you little rodent, let me tell you something. Aye. The bat started glowing bright yellow and began changing shape and form. Once she stopped flashing, the light stopped flashing, and she turned into a pretty girl with purple skin and long hair, red lips and green eyes. She wore a purple dress with a slit, a red belt, and red high-heeled shoes. High-heeled, oh gosh, that sounds horrible. Rodney just stared at her with his mouth open, with his mouth and eyes wide open. Yes. I never got your name. I never gave it. I'm Sibella. Sibella Dracula. Sibella Dracula. What a nice name. Tell me something. Why'd you catch me by the finger? Oh, I was just fascinated by a smell. Smell of what? Blood. Oh yeah, Casta cut my finger when she grabbed me. You want something? This is a pickup line. You want something? It's still bleeding a little. Jeez. He took off his glove, grabbed her hand, and rubbed the finger. This is so weird. And rubbed the finger in her palm. There you go. There you go. She looked at her palm, confused, believing there was nothing there. She sniffed and licked her palm. Her eyes were wide open with amazement, to her first taste of invisible blood. She continued licking, hoping to finish the last drop in her hand. Rodney had his back turned, putting his glove back on. Sibella looked at him in a daze. She got close to him, kissing with her fangs only a few inches from his neck. Don't even think about it. She snapped out of her daze and backed away. And you gave her a taste of blood, Rodney. Donald looked in her file. The right half of Harry's body turned back into Eddie. Hey Eddie, how come her file only has Hey Eddie, how come her file only has a picture of her as a bat?
Because she's a vampire, they don't have reflections or pictures. But you can only get a picture of when they're bat.
Miss Grimwood's voice came from somewhere. What is going on out here? She arrived at the floating hand, Elsa Frankenstein, Winnie, and Godzina, who was finishing eating a long, moldy sandwich. That's lovely. Well, I didn't know we were expecting company. May I ask who you are? It's all my fault, Miss Grimwood. I haven't been very truthful with you all. I'm not what the paper I gave you said I am. General Greendale's voice came. Griffin! They turned and saw a busted green car and 4 trucks parked in front of the school. General Greendale, Colonel Calloway, the cadets, and several troops came out of the trucks and car. Donald turned his sword back into a cane, and Jacqueline folded up her glider. Oh boy. Oh boy. Miss Grimwood gasped. General Greendale, it has been a long time. And Colonel Calloway, it's always a pleasure that you are here. Affirmative, Miss Grimwood. It has indeed been a long time. Girls, this is General Greendale. He was one of the military's best officers, who was kind enough to help the Colonel build the Calloway Military School. The girls started greeting all at once. It is fantastic to have guests here at Grimwood's. Colonel Calloway replied. Even guests who are uninvited.
What do you mean?
Calloway pointed at Rodney. That boy is nothing but trouble. He played with our new security systems, destroyed our obstacle course. He pointed at Scrappy. Sick that mutt on my men.
Hey!
And he ruined one of my good suits. Donald, Eddie, and Harry turned their heads toward Rodney. You did all that? Those Calloway cadets are fun. At ease, Colonel, said General Greendale. Apologies, Miss Grimwood, but I think it's time for a proper introduction. He walked up to Jacqueline. In case any of you don't know, this is Jacqueline Springald, daughter of Jack Springald. The girls gasped and whispered to each other with excitement. Okay, Godzina turned to Goonie. If I Godzina, I guess I am. Ring healed. We are getting new actors for this. General Greendale spoke again, and this gentleman is Donald Gray. Donald walked up to Phantasma and grabbed her hand. Or Donnie for short. Either way, I'm still Gray. He seemed to kiss Phantasma's wrist. She giggled in embarrassment. Wow, Donnie, I never thought you would get a girl that fast. I thought so too. His hand faced through Phantasma's. That isn't until I just kissed my own palm. I see you've already met Mr. Rodney Griffin. Godzina walked up to Rodney. Okay, oh yeah, I forgot she's Japanese. Godzina bowed. Oh, like Ohio?
Well, I just want to say, if I ended up deafening a bunch of people, I'm sorry, but apparently the, changing the audio levels doesn't change the audio for the cutscenes, so, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, continue.
Godzina bowed. Ohio. Missouri! No, it is not a game. I was just greeting you. I know, I just want to have fun. General Greendale walked up to Eddie/Harry and Scrappy. And this Edward Jekyll and Henry Hyde and... Who is this? Oh, that's one of your new guard dogs. You know, the mutt I stick the cadets on. No, the mutt I stick the cadets on. No, you stick them on the cadets. The mutt I stick on the cadets. Oh, yes. I request identification. Eddie looked on the back of Scrappy's collar.
Let's see. Scrappard Cornelius Dew.
Scrappard?
Hey, I'll let you know everybody calls me Scrappy, why I yada.
He was about to march towards Rodney until Harry put his hand down Scrappy's tail while he was still marching. Still, I have to agree with the Colonel, Rodney. You disobeyed my orders, attacked a superior officer, and disgraced his entire unit. Now, I can't punish you because I know whose son you are. But I can leave the punishment in the hands of Dr. Griffin himself. So do I make myself clear? As a window, sir. All right. Now, the real reason I'm here is to request both schools to pack up and come with me immediately. Miss Grimwood, the girls, Matches, and Scrappy chatted to each other in confusion. Pack up immediately? For what reason? I'm sorry, but it was a demand given to me by the fathers of your students. We leave in an hour. So it must have been very serious, wasn't it? All right, General. Girls, it looks like we're going on a little trip. We have about an hour to pack. The girls agreed and started walking towards the drawbridge. Colonel Calloway turned to the cadets. All right, men, back to the truck. That's an order. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The cadets, the colonel, and the general march back to the vehicles.
How do our fathers have anything to do with this?
Elsa spoke. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's got Miss Grimwood spooked. More than usual. Ah, Sibella replied. I think it's strange, too. Stuff like this gets stuck in my teeth. Jacqueline and Casta walked next to Eddie/Harry, Donald, and Rodney. I'm sorry, you guys. I just didn't want anyone hurt. That's okay. You did what you felt was right. Scrappy walked with Matches.
I don't get it, Matches. What's going on?
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna find out, or my name's not Scrappy Doo.
And that is the end of Chapter 5.
And that's perfect
Okay.
timing because I just finished the game and the credits stopped.
Oh, so I guess it all works out.
Yeah.
All right.
70, 70, 74 or 71? Yeah, 71%. Okay, that's not bad. I can live with that.
Well, I remember. Yeah, I'm remembering why I enjoyed the story as a kid. It's just fun. It's got it feels faithful to the characters, like it certainly does. This is, yeah, this could. I would absolutely see this as a Hanna-Barbera Saturday morning cartoon airing in like the late '80s.
Yeah.
Like this part in one of the earlier chapters where Calloway just winds up getting mud. Oil. He just puts his hat on. Oil slips right back on. That's a gag that would be in Ghoul School.
Yeah.
And yeah, Scrappy is written as accurately as he can be. That's like they got him down to a T. There's so few stories on the site with him in it, and even fewer that actually treat him well. So it's kind of surreal to see him just treated as he is, really. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
I definitely liked it. I'll probably have to like rewatch Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School at some point because like how long is that being? That shouldn't be more than an hour long, right?
It's like yeah, it's not a particularly long. It's a pretty short movie, like definitely under 90 minutes without commercials. It's a short little thing, but I remember having fun with it. You have HBO Max, it should be on that.
We do not have HBO Max in Canada.
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know. If you have Boomerang, look that it might be there. I don't know. Like, this is our future, streaming everywhere, except in Canada, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Everyone's written everyone feels faithful to how they were. Like they had to, the author, Mary, Godzilla, and Goonie are, I mentioned it, they're not OCs actually, they're characters who were introduced like the very end of Ghoul School, so the author just expanded them, which I thought was neat. Oh dear, yeah. I don't. I don't have much to say, but it's a story I'm enjoying it. That's kind of all I have to say.
I have fun hearing you guys voice the characters. I don't really have much to say about the content itself, especially since I'm like really not well versed with Scooby Doo stuff. But
there's lore, like this whole. I think I mentioned it. Like, yeah, this whole story is inspired by a movie in the '80s where Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy had to be teachers to a school of monsters. Like,
yeah, I remember that. I also know that like some of the characters from Ghoul School actually show up in an episode of OKKO.
Yes, they do. Like, not with Scooby or Shaggy or Scrappy, but just on their own, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Like the creator of OKKO is a nerd. Like, I respect
Yeah,
that.
Oh
like,
yeah,
'cause, yeah,
it definitely feels like it.
yeah, because that show had quite a few other crossover episodes. There was, I know, there was one with, there was like a whole Cartoon Network crossover as well as the Sonic crossover.
Oh yeah, the
There was
Sonic
gonna
one
be
was great.
there was gonna be a Mega Man one, but the show got canceled before that could actually happen.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
met Captain Planet. It was actually a very somber episode.
Oh yeah, the Captain Planet one. I forgot about the Captain Planet crossover.
Like, that was a fun show from what I saw of it. Yeah. What were we doing again? So yeah, I'm enjoying it well enough. Some weird awkwardness aside, it's been fun to revisit this, and I had forgotten Scrappy's whole "my fellow Americans" comment. Like the author's having fun here, so yeah, we'll get back to this eventually when we find more people, because it's just so many characters.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that's my final thoughts.
I don't really have much else to say, but I
Me
I
neither.
enjoyed doing another episode, so there you go.
Yeah, excuse me, don't know what we'll be doing next episode because you know us, but yeah, we're like a month away now from the second anniversary of the show, so celebrate.
Yeah.
We'll gather whatever cast members from the last year who participated. Hold on. We will gather whatever cast members who participated in the last year who want to be in an anniversary episode, and we'll just reminiscence. I don't know. We'll look back, and yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Save, you're invited if you want to be in that.
Okay, I'll think about it.
And for our next episode, it'll happen eventually. Words will be read by people. We don't know which people, but yes, a thing will be done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. We're like at 90 minutes already. Until next time, this has been Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. We wish you a good, safe night.
Alright. Take care, everyone.